Namaskar, I am Dr. Amit Bhardwaj. I welcome you all for India Meteorological Department weekly weather discussion for 13th of February. Now, if we talk about the synoptic condition for past week, you can see there are only two western disturbances which are being observed on 6th to 7th of February. First one, the another was 7 to 12 of February. These systems actually moved across northern parts of India during the week. The first western disturbance actually caused light to moderate rainfall over Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh on 6th February, and the second caused light to moderate rainfall over Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh on 12th of February. We also observed subtropical westerly jet which were prominent over western Himalaya region, northwest of India and northeast of India during last week, and the range was approximately within the range of 125 to 140 knots. We also have seen that there are cyclonic circulation over northeast of India, mostly over north Bangladesh around 1.5, and then it moved towards the central part of the central Assam and neighborhood regions, and then it's a persistent feature over northeast of India and adjoining areas from 7 to 12th of February. So last week these were the only system. The rainfall which we observed between light to moderate rainfall and the snowfall, as you can see in this picture, mostly lie on western Himalaya region and northeast of India regions, and these are the dots representing the dates when the rainfall activity happened over those regions. Now, if you talk about the observed dense fog condition, mostly the last week dense fog and condition continued to persist over east and northeast of India. You can see here, including Odisha during most days of the week till 11th of February. Now, if you talk about the cold wave and cold day condition during last week, so cold day conditions are being observed over isolated pockets of Himachal Pradesh on 6th of February and over West MP on 6th and 8th of February. And cold wave to severe cold wave condition are being prevailed over isolated pocket over Himachal Pradesh most part of the last week. Now, if we talk about weekly average minimum temperature, it was above normal by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius over parts of northwest and west coast and northeast of India, and nearly normal over remaining parts of the country during the week. Now, if we talk about the maximum temperature, it was above normal by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius over northern, western and central India, and below normal by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius over parts of northeast India, and near normal over southern peninsular India during the last week. So this was observed. Now, if we talk about the rainfall during last week and the accumulation over a season from 1st January to 13th of February, you can see that rainfall mostly confined over western Himalaya region and the northeast of India, where the northeast of India it was above normal from the climatology over Assam and Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh region. And if we talk about the country as a whole, it was largely deficient over most part of the country. You can see over northwest of India and adjoining areas. Now, this is the statistics being given for different regions of India, and we are talking about country as a whole, so it was largely deficient. Now, if we talk about next 2-week forecast, so due to the presence of the cyclonic circulation which will be persistent feature over northeast and Assam and neighborhood in the lower tropospheric level, and also there will be a western disturbance which is likely to impact over western Himalaya regions and adjoining plain from 17th to 20th February, and the peak intensity will be on 18th to 19th February. So under that influence there will be light to moderate scattered to fairly widespread rainfall activity is likely over most part of the Jammu and Kashmir, western Himalayan regions and northeast of India regions. And in the week 2, the rainfall will be confined in those regions only, and the western disturbance will continue to impact western Himalayan regions and plain of it on 20th of February. Then it is likely to move eastward and will impact east and northeast of India on 21st and to 23rd of February. Under that, there will be light to moderate rainfall activities likely over those regions. Now, country as a whole, it will be likely to be a dry, which will be near normal over all the homogeneous region over the country during week 2. So if we talk about the minimum temperature forecast, so already we have discussed in our daily weather bulletin for week 1. So these are the statements which are already been described. So I will talk about the week 2. So week 2 minimum temperature likely to be between 12 to 14 degrees Celsius over many parts of plains of northwest of India, 14 to 16 degrees Celsius over central part of India, 16 to 18 degrees Celsius over East India, and 18 to 20 degrees Celsius over most part of peninsular India, and between 20 to 22 degrees Celsius over coastal region of South Peninsular India during week 2. which is 20 to 26th of February. And the minimum temperature are likely to be below normal by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius over many parts of east and adjoining east central and north peninsula of India, and by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal over northwest of India during the week 2. If we talk about the maximum temperature, so week 1 already we have discussed in our weekly briefing. So week 2, if we talk about the maximum temperature likely to be above normal by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius over many parts of northwest of India and east India during week 2, and there is no probability of cold wave condition over any part of the country during the week 2. So this is also been highlighted here. Week 1, as we mentioned, that cold wave may prevail over Himachal Pradesh on 13th and 14th, and the dense fog condition are very likely to be prevail over during early morning hours of isolated pockets of sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim region till 15th of February during week 1. And week 2, there is no probability for cold wave and as well as the dense fog. And now if we talk about the cyclogenesis probabilities, there is no likelihood of cyclogenesis over northern Indian Ocean during the next 2 weeks. So that's all for today. You can follow us on a different social media platform, and you can actually get the updated information from IMD website. So that's all for today. Namaskar. Dhanyawad.